All right, what you want to do to it today?
Two on the top. It might be close to it, so I don't know.
Two on the
And
side.
taper on the sides.
Okay.
So to kick this video off, I'm going in using a gold comb. I want to comb everything forward. I need to lift this hair because I had took his do-rag off, so I'm dealing with compressed hair, and I just basically want to uncompress the hair. I also want to comb the beard. I just want to make sure that I got everything poofy, ready to be cut. This do-rag line in the back is super ugly. But you know, we're going to fix that. We're going to get it right. We're just taking our time, and we're trying to make everything, you know, look formatted and prepped for a nice haircut. My next step is to go in with a number 2 guard completely closed. I'm going with the grain. I need to do real clean strokes throughout this hair. I'm starting to notice he got some, you know, some high areas, some dense areas, some super light areas. As you guys can see, like the lineup area is super like not dense. It's nowhere near as dense as the crown of his head. And this nape area in the neck isn't as dense as well. I'm just really focused on getting clean strokes through and through this haircut to ensure that I can get it down to one desired length. My next step is to go in with my Babeless FXs, create a nice ball line in the temple area. As you guys said, he on a number 2 and you on a taper. And I basically want to just go in and I want to create a nice ball line. So I know in cases like this what to do, how to stay formatted, how to stay consistent. I'm from Chicago, man. A lot of people don't really get different things in Chicago. A lot of guys get some of the same haircuts. They like that real clean, solidified look. They like my bursted taper look. That's just really what a lot of people come to me for. They come to me for that bursted look. So I go in about 1/2 inch, completely open with my Babeless FXs, create myself my first panel. My next step is to drop them halfway closed here, and now fully closed here. And as you guys can see, voila, we got a nice blend. Just taking our time, keeping everything super consistent and using the corner of the blade. My next step is to go in with a number 1 guard, which is my purple magnetic guard. And I'm basically all the way closed here. And now I'm gonna go completely closed with my 1/16 guard. And as you guys can see, like I'm already creating nice transition. We just got a ridge area by the waves, but I pretty much got his transition down pat, and I just want to take my time using the corner of my teeth to ensure that I'm creating a nice transition. Always brushing one and fading one, and now with the 1.5 guard, and I just want to make sure that it's all together. And now dropping down to the beard, close halfway, and then completely open. And getting transition on the beard, and now with the 1/16 guard, cleaning this up as well. And now I just basically want to do some detail work, stroking and, you know, brushing at the same time. My next step is to worry about this back, which is going in with my Babeless FXs, and I just basically want to clip me a panel that's about 1/2 inch. I want to preserve a lot of bulk. I want to stay super consistent, but I don't want to dig into too much hair back here. As you guys can see, his do-rag line is super crazy. The hair looks almost thin, so I just want to make sure I take my time. I'm completely open with my clippers here, and then now I go in with my 1/8 guard, and that's completely open as well. And the reason I went in with a 1/8 guard opposed to continuously fade it up, I needed to knock some of this hair down but at the same time, not overly play my partner bulk. Right here, I'm in with a 1/16 guard, and I'm halfway closed here, and I basically just want to use the corner of my teeth and start to create transition from the 1/8 to the 1/16 guard, keeping everything consistent as possible, trying to preserve the bulk, and at the same time trying to give a nice taper in a weaker area in the head. So I'm just taking my time. Essentially, I'm super focused on just being locked in and, you know, delivering on this haircut. That's super important. Like I tell y'all, when I'm behind the chair, you know, I'm in my world. I'm just doing what I really like to do, and I'm just out the way, and I'm super focused. Remember, brush one, fade one, stay consistent, and keep flicking. See here now, I'm halfway closed with my clippers and now fully closed. So as you guys can see, I'm just creating transition by transition, taking my time, and I'm making it happen in a not so dense area. So it's one of the hardest things, but I'm super focused, man. So essentially on this side, you could basically repeat some of the same steps that you did on the other side, including the nape area, to 100% be able to get the sides to look even. Just set your guidelines in the same area and keep everything consistent. On this side, I just really like to tap in transparently with the inner core of a lot of my supporters and people that follow me. So lately, you know, I just been going through something, but I'm trying to stay consistent with my education, trying to stay consistent with my motivation. My confidence, I don't want to say it's shot, but my confidence took a stumble. Realistically, I just bruised one of my wings, or I bruised them both if you ask me. I've been super focused on just remaining humble, super focused on giving y'all content. I just been really locked in. Realistically, I'm just super focused on reestablishing my confidence, but at the same time healing my wounds so I can fly again. And that's just something personal, but I won't let y'all see it throughout my work. I'm gonna put every bit of pain, every bit of whatever I got in my body throughout my work, just so you guys can see how I embody and still step and overly step in the shop to give you guys amazing content and give you guys amazing education that don't stop, it won't stop. And on my channel, that's the only thing I'm gonna give y'all is greatness. So that's what I'm locked in, that's what we focused on. My next step is to go in with my M spritz. It's time to really prep this thing, get this thing all the way together. I need to lock and freeze all these hairs in, get them up to par, get them ready to be able to do some nice surgical work on. As you guys can see, I'm just putting a fair amount everywhere throughout the head, brushing it in thoroughly. Now blow drying it, just so I could really freeze the hairs. And now, doing the most important thing for any waver, which is basically skimming over the top. It's floating over the top, knocking all of these loose hairs out the way, all of the roach legs out the way. And I want to get this hair brought forward as possible, get this hair laid down as much, and I just want everything, you know, to float and correlate with itself. Next step is to go in with my Babeless FX's, create my straight abouts with my ear, dropping my slants completely straight with my blade, and now at the tip of my ear, converting to the corner of my blade to work myself around my roundabout. Just remember, stay consistent, slowly but surely, tap as you go, and it's gonna happen. Next step, hitting behind the back of the beard line to ensure that I get my frame out work. This is what I do. My neckline in the back of my beard line, and as you guys can see, voila, it's coming together. That frame out work looking really good. So I just repeat the same steps on this side, doing my straightaways in my vertical area and the nape area of the client. I'm gonna work my way all the way around this corner. And as you guys can see, super clean. Not doing the back of the beard line, dropping the beard line just so I get my frame out work. Now I want to plant in the middle, and I'm gonna work my way all the way to the left side, just ensuring that I get nice solidified taps. I'm noticing that my client, he don't have that much overhang for a waver. Most wavers got a lot of overhang, but you see these corners, they so light. I didn't even taper this high into his haircut. His vertical area is just lighter naturally. So, you know, it's your way to finesse it. You just gotta line it with imagination as if it's just as dense as any other place on the head. And with, you know, the imagination with that, you're able to see and envision a line. Next step, going back to the middle to recenter myself, working myself all the way to the right, and pressing in nice points. As you guys can see, like I stated earlier on the left side, look at the vertical line area. I didn't even taper that high. I stayed in the low taper area, but the hair just does not possess the density in the vertical bar area as it does right in the straight across front area. So, you know, just take your time with it. Make sure that your lining is symmetrical. Make sure that all of your points are super solidified, but at the same time, take your time and really make sure that you got an even lining before going to any next steps throughout your haircut. Now hitting the bottom of the mustache, just ensuring that we got this lined up correctly. All frame my work is done. Now hopping in with my boy Sean Cuts Hair Color Enhancement Card, assisted with my compressor and my color No Drip, which is the #1 selling color on the market due to it being completely waterproof. No Drip does not drip, it does not wipe off. So that's one of the greatest things about my color. It's the #1 color in the barber industry right now. No color is selling like this color. No color is at a higher demand than this color, and I just appreciate everybody that's invested in No Drip, that's actually tried it, opposed to trying to fall into stereotypes of color comes off once you get in the shower. My product don't work that way. My product is super consistent and 100% waterproof. My next step, I go behind it with some spritz, and now with my Barber Magic Pencil, creating super thin lines, outlining this lineup. Cause if I used the tan pencil, it would have showed up yellow on his skin due to how light he is, and that's not what I wanted. I wanted to create nice thin lines but create that real crispy effect, so I did the lines super thin just so you guys didn't see them stand out. I break right in with my trimmers. I'm starting to hit these lines and fade them right away. I'm just basically doing what women do when they, you know, conceal their eyebrows. I basically conceal my lining and not using my trimmers to basically blend that concealed line out. And as I hit this line, it creates a contrast off of his skin from the haircut, which gives it this real clean, crispy look. And now, stretching the skin, angling my razor at a 45-degree angle, bringing everything essentially back to its highest point. Same thing with the beard here, breaking into it, giving myself enough room, using my Crispy Lines razor. I want to shout out to my dog Crispy Lines for the razor again. If you guys want any razors, always visit Crispy Lines on Instagram. Hit the link in his bio to get right to the store, or I drop it in my description just for you guys to use these razor handles. As you guys can see, I get real precise with these. It's real nasty on my end when I'm locked in with this razor. It's just super solidified, exposed blade, and I got full control to be able, you know, to put in a super tough line. I execute at a high level with this razor. So I'm just essentially focused. I brush the hair out the way and I'm back at it, because you know it's always more than one time. Cleanliness is next to godliness, and when you stand in this lane with me, we're gonna be super clean. Bringing everything back to the lineup is just naturally amazing, man. This looks super clean, super symmetrical, super clean. Fire, man. Stretching the skin, angling myself out, and getting this joint as crispy as possible. It's fire, bro. And now just going back in for some more cleanup work, hitting the bottom of this taper on both sides and ensuring that I got the game locked in. So now my next step is to go under his neck using my Babeless FXs, and I'm lining it up, you know, low but not way too low at the neck area, just so the beard possesses a fuller look. And man, this cut crazy, dog. This cut one of them. This cut super clean. Using the razor at the top of the mustache area, just ensuring that I'm able to get the line as crispy as possible, but at the same time execute this haircut. So it's unfortunate in a world like this we do get clients that go 2 months without haircuts, but as barbers it's up to us to change that outcome. We solely focus on shaking every client back one at a time. Without further ado, let's lock in. Hashtag TBT in that comment section, hashtag Glacier Gang, hashtag Glass in that comment section. We super focused, we super locked in. This was one of them bangers, I'm telling y'all, I'm not slowing down. It's every Wednesday, anywhere from 10 to 12 p.m. It's gonna be super consistent, and we putting pain on the world just like that. If you was able to make it through this 15 to 16 minute video, I superly appreciate you. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get alerted when new videos come out, and may God bless.
Let me know what you think.
It's a hit.
Alright, YouTube. 2 months. 2 month work. Let me know what y'all think about that.